The Farm Bill isn't something that happens every year, which I think is good as it allows Congress the time to look at the policies in the past and see whether they have been working or not working. As a result, we're able to make good, informed policy changes to strengthen the farm safety net and support rural America. You know, I look forward to working with my colleagues on the other side to help strengthen this industry and to support stakeholders across this industry with good legislation, and specifically working with our farmers in Texas and across this country. Now, as my question is really to everybody on this panel, I know in talking to producers in my area, crop insurance is really critical. I come from an insurance background. That is my previous life being in insurance. And so I understand how important insurance can be. Now, for the most part, lenders require farmers to carry insurance, and generally it works well. Could each of you briefly comment on the role crop insurance plays in your industries and the typical policy carried by your member?
Well, I carry 80% on my corn and 70% on my soybeans. It is critical for the crop insurance. I think one thing that would be helpful if we could have maybe a higher rate at a more advantageous cost factor to the farmer would be helpful. I think the big thing is, you know, ad hoc is supposed to be for a major disaster, and I'd rather see money spent into a crop insurance to maybe lower our premiums at a higher rate of insurance. That would be, I think, more advantageous than worrying about an ad hoc program whenever just anything comes about.
Thank you. And I would like to hear from each of you what changes or improvements you think we can make in this specific area. And if you're a specialty crop, how insurance has been effective in your specialty crop.
So yeah, for sugarcane, we're not eligible for ARC or PLC. There are insurance products available. Our farm did an analysis about 3 years ago and just found it to be too expensive for the coverage that's available, and honestly just wasn't a viable option for us. The hurricane insurance program has been invaluable for farmers, especially along southern Louisiana, but for our farm where we're located, it was just too expensive for the coverage available.
Thank you.
Okay, on my farm, we utilize an 80% yield protection coverage. I choose this because it's the highest amount I feel that I can afford. I'd like to insure it at a higher level, but the premiums become too expensive for us to pay. So as others have stated, I think it would be very beneficial to strengthen the crop insurance program and eliminate the need for ad hoc programs down the road. And I guess I view it no different than a homeowner taking fire insurance out on a home. In a perfect world, we never need to use it.
Thank you.
For the sorghum industry, and especially in your district in South Texas, irrigated and higher rainfall areas have a 70 to 75% buy-up. The dry land areas, such as the High Plains and the Panhandle of Texas and western Kansas, eastern Colorado, are more of a 60-65% buy-up area. You know, the higher end buy-up is just price prohibitive. You wouldn't have recommended any of your customers to buy product at a high rate if the return was never going to be there. So I think some of the ratings could be changed. If we could look at how the rating could be changed relevant to what production history is, I think there could be some ways that we could manipulate that and still keep the actuarial table sound.
Thank you. And in 6 seconds or less.
Well, I would just say quickly, on the peanuts, one thing that could be improved is the revenue protection. I believe it is tied to other oilseed commodities. It's not even tied to a peanut price. And if there was some way to tie it back to peanuts, I think it would work a lot better.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, and I yield back.